Hey, what is good? What is good? What is good, beautiful people? Of course, you know who it is. Yours truly, Dr. Mike, back again, once again. I kind of sort of don't know what to call this video, but it's just another video. We're just going to say it's a more educational video or edutainment video. I'm here to educate, but also entertain at the exact same time. But let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way. If this is your first time to the channel, notify, subscribe, notify, ebooks, everything that you need listed in the link in the description area below, contact information, whatever it may be. Now, I am 100%, not 100, but about 95 to 99.9% sure that anybody and everybody who chooses to watch this video is only watching it based out of curiosity or the title alone. And that's cool. And I want you to know that you've clicked on the best video that you could possibly ever click on when it comes to this particular topic, because the good doc is going to lay it down for you in a way in which no man has probably ever covered this topic before, if anybody has ever covered this topic before. So go ahead and get the likes up on this video, because I'm sure you're going to enjoy. And I promise you, this is not clickbait. I am not going to sit there and bullshit you. I am going to give you my God honest opinion on how I feel about this particular topic. I truly am. No clickbait whatsoever, ladies and gentlemen. The good doc is going to tell you tips on how to choose the girls from the bar or how to choose bar girls. No bullshit, no clickbait. I don't know how people are going to feel about it, but hey, let's go ahead and get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, FYI, for many of you who know me, I do not condone this type of behavior at all. But I have to realize and I have to understand that just because I don't condone it, don't mean that people ain't going to do it. So because I already know that people are still going to do this, and, you know, this is what they came to the country for, some of them, most of them, I might as well give you the videos on, you know, the material that could at least help you out. Should you choose not to use my material, or should you choose not to take what I say into consideration? Completely up to you. Bahala ka. All right. So let's go ahead and rip this one off like a band-aid. And I mean, this is going to be a damn good one. Tip number 1. When it comes to choosing girls from the bar or choosing bar girls. Tip numero isa. Don't go for the most attractive girl in the club. Don't go for the prettiest girl in the club. Go for the mid-tier or the low-tier type of women in the club. Now, with all due respect, when I say mid-tier and low-tier, I'm going to usually pertain that to the ladies that don't get bar fined as much as the pretty one. I mean no disrespect when I say it. Mid-tier, low-tier are the young ladies that don't get taken out of the bar very often. Okay? Because when you go for the attractive one, when you go for the most attractive one in the club, let's be honest, she's probably got a very, very full schedule. She's probably booked to the T. She's probably got a lot going on in her life. So 9 times out of 10, that's a lot of mileage that's happening. A lot of frequent flyer miles happening down there. I don't know, maybe 2-3 appointments a day. She's probably a pretty busy young lady. So it may not be to your benefit to go for the one that's the prettiest one, mainly because she may not perform the best of her abilities. Maybe something's going on down there. You just don't know. And what I've always noticed is all that glitters is not gold. I repeat, ladies and gentlemen, all that glitters is not gold. So pick your poison, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to this. But the reason that I encourage mid-tier, low-tier type of women is because at the end of the day, they're not the ones that are being bar fined as much as the pretty ones are. Okay, so when I say mid-tier, low-tier, you'll pretty much be able to pick those out when you come into the club. Now, when you do pick them out, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are in your mind right now. Let me stop the show. A lot of you are probably thinking, Doc, why in the world am I going to spend my hard-earned pesos for mid-tier and low-tier? But we're going to get into it. As I explained before, these are the ones that don't get taken out very often, so I can almost put my best foot forward and let you know that these are the types of women that are going to put forth the best effort, because I'm like, they're not used to being taken out of the club. So when they're not used to that activity at all, they want to make sure they put on their best performance so that they can get the tip that they so rightfully deserve. Correct me if I am wrong. If you don't feel me on this one, let me know, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know, because that's how I feel. I feel like the ones that don't get taken out very much, the ones that seem not to get the most attention, and you know who they are, the ones that sit in the back of the bar, that sip on the drink, kind of converse with the co-workers and stuff, not always being pranced around. They only come around whenever, they have to do roll call and, the young ladies do their little dance on stage and shit. Only when it's time for them to dance, that's when they show up. But when they dance is over, they just go to the back. Come on now. Everybody knows what a mid-tier, low-tier type of woman is when it comes to this particular scene. The ones that are not always seen, you understand? Go for them, because I'm telling you, that may be the best that you've ever had. And I say that because I feel deep down in my heart of hearts, she gonna put on a performance of a lifetime, because she's going to want to get that tip out of you. She's going to want to perform the best of her ability, especially if she's not used to being looked at by everybody else. She's going to wonder, why did he choose me? No different than if you're in a regular situation and you choose not the pretty girl, but the one that has potential. Once you see the girl that's already peaked, the one that seems like she can't get no more prettier than she already is, she's already made up head to toe, she's already looking a certain kind of way. When she's already reached her potential, she's peaked. At least the ones that haven't peaked definitely have potential. It's the way that I've always looked at life, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't see the diamonds in the rough, you're going to find yourself roughing it with shitty diamonds. I guess that makes no sense at all. If you look closely at this picture, you see the young lady in the back with the gray, I think that's a gray shirt, and the pink. For some reason, I would choose her. Why? Because she's not in the foreground. And I understand that this is just a sideways picture. Maybe it's just something that the picture was taken. Maybe there's multiple pictures being taken. But at the end of the day, I like the one in the back. Why? Because the one in the back is not fiending for attention. You know what I'm saying? She's not the one that's always in everybody's face. I mean, and again, I say that just to be funny, but I also say that to be real. I'm telling you, this is edutainment at its finest. I'm telling you, if you choose the ones that everybody's not looking at, you just might get that diamond. You understand? But again, that's just only tip number 1. Tip number 2, when it comes to choosing a girl from the bar or a bar girl. How can I say this in a way that will come across as better than usual? I've been trying to find a way to come up with the words for this one, but I haven't quite found it. So you guys got to give me a second. When it comes to choosing girls from the bar or the bar girls, tip number 2, make sure that when you, like, let's say, for example, when you bar find, never, ever take them back to your place. Ever. Wherever you're laying your head at night, never take them back there. Okay? You never want any of these women to know where you live. As a matter of fact, if you're really new to the country, hip to the game, maybe not hip to the game, you don't want any lady, unless it's your lady, to know where you lay your head at night. All right. And I'll tell you this, and it's a true story. Knew a dude, bar find a lady. She ended up staying overnight. She ended up leaving. But the funny thing is the person that was working the counter at the time, she saw them coming together. So one day he was out, and I think the girl came back. I think she knew he left. Maybe he texted her and said, oh, he was at the mall or some shit. So she knew that he left. Next thing you know, she goes back to the room. The person who ironically was working that night when he seen them together, she saw them again, and all she ended up doing was telling the person at the behind the counter, oh, I left something in a room and so was at the mall, or like, can you let me in? And of course she's probably not gonna think anything of it, because hey, I seen you guys together, so not gonna think anything of it. Walked up there, let him in, and he ended up getting taken for some stuff, a couple of things as a matter of fact. So never ever let them know where you lay your head at night. Because, you don't want your shit stolen. 9 times out of 10, it may not happen that way, but just that 10% will fuck you up. Okay? So use your short-time hotels. Use the rooms in the back of the club if you want to. I don't know. There's probably gonna be a place nearby where you can dip in real quick. I can almost guarantee that near every club there'll always be a place for you to, let the magic happen. Taking them overnight. I don't know. That's up to you. But if it's gonna be overnight, make sure it's in a place where you are not laying your head at night, because she does not need to know that. Tip number 3. This is more so in Thailand than it is in the Philippines. But if you're questioning whether who you're talking to is a male or female, fuck, just do a Donald Trump, man. Don't kill me for this, ladies. People from the US, don't kill me for it. But you got to do the Donald Trump, okay? Got to do a Donald. Just grab it. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Tip number 3, grab for the tip, ladies and gentlemen. You have got to know before you choose to pay your hard-earned cash to take this young lady out of the club. You have got to know if who you with is who you with. Okay? You just can't get around it. I don't see it. I don't see any way around it. If you're questioning it only. If you pretty much got a good idea that she is a female, and I mean, there's really no reason for you to doubt it, then hey, man, you're good to go. You go on about your business. But if you're questioning it, I don't know, maybe a deep voice, maybe she got some big hands or some big feet or something like that. If you need to know, you need to know, ladies and gentlemen. So don't hesitate. Kind of slide your hand up there. I beat this out so fucking bad. I know. That's why I tell you sometimes I don't know how to filter myself. But again, I'm just being honest. You gotta know, right? That's the best way for me to put it. Now, let me see if there's another tip I can come up with right quick, because I feel like if this is going to happen, I want to make sure that I give all the tips that I can, but of course there are going to be some that I miss. So please make sure you leave them down in the comment section below. Of course, I would tell you guys, this is just for edutainment. I'm here to educate, but also entertain. I want you to know this is not the type of behavior that I normally condone. I just want to make sure that I cover all of the bases. So we're on what? Tip number 4 now? Damn, what kind of tip can you give to a guy who is looking to take out a bar girl or a girl from the bar on choosing the right ones? What I also encourage, now this may take time though, because I mean, yeah, it just depends though, because in most bars these girls are allowed to dance, and sometimes when they dance they literally take off everything. Most of the time you'll catch them in a little bikini, something short, something skimpy, something scantily clad, okay? But sometimes they do dance on the table. Sometimes they do dance on the dance floor. Stay around for a little bit. Just kick it. See what the body types is like. I mean, sometimes you might even be as lucky enough as to get a girl who will show you the goods before you even get a chance to take them home. Sometimes you can unwrap the gift before you leave, so you can see if it's a gift that you want or a gift that you don't want. Now, let's be real, ladies and gentlemen, because this is something that is obviously true, something that you cannot overlook, and something that I know for a fact may be a problem in this particular industry. As a man, sometimes this all falls together. This ain't even a tip. This is just real shit. Don't be surprised if, once you get it back to the room and, it takes a shower and everything is going right, things is about to go down hypothetically, and you start doing your thing and you might smell something little like some fish and shit. You know what I'm saying? You might smell some shit that might not tickle your pickle, make a little pickle go a little soft, or it might pickle your cucumbers, some shit. Don't hold it against them, please, because you gotta realize this is the industry, man, and you flipping a coin. You got a 50-50 chance of it smelling good or smelling bad, okay? You got to understand that. So don't get mad at them for that. Don't get mad, because it's not their fault. This is the industry that they chose, and she's the girl that you chose. So, you already know what she's about. You already know what's good. So if some things don't come out the way that you want them to, don't be mad at them, because it's not their fault, because this is who you chose, and you know the industry and their background. So I say that to say this. It's not really a tip. It's just being honest. Don't be angry if you're disappointed, but you had already dropped your ends. You just gonna have to take that L. Or if you're man enough, just plug your nose and just hope for the best, man. Just hope for the best. It's the best thing I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen. That is the only thing that I can tell you. Just hope for the best. All right, that'll be all conducive into tip number 4. Let me see if I can squeeze out 5 tips. Again, guys, I'm winging this video. Like I said, this is no clickbait. I'm just being as honest as humanly possible. I know how the industry works. I've been to my fair share of just bars, just kicking it, watching around. And, you know, like I said, when I was 18, that's when my pop took me. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to act like I don't know about the industry. I'm not going to act as if I'm completely oblivious to what's going on. This is why I'm giving you the tips that I'm giving you. I've noticed what a lot of people complain about as it pertains to this particular situation and things that they go through with women in this particular industry. So I'm just giving you my best. I'm putting my best foot forward, and I'm giving you the best of me as far as these tips are concerned. So I know it's a little bit of a longer video, but y'all gonna enjoy this one. So go ahead and hit the like button for sure, and no doubt. Tip number 5. Tip number 5. Tip number 5, I should tell y'all to strap up, but I shouldn't have to tell you that. So that couldn't even be a tip, but sometimes you have some people out there who don't think straight, and sometimes they think that they're invincible, so sometimes they don't use them. But strap up, please. But that's not tip number 5. That's just a bonus. Let's see. What is tip number 5? Be aware of your surroundings when it comes to these types of women, okay? Be aware of your surroundings. Some of them very, very quick to get you got. Be aware of what you choose to wear at these clubs and bars and stuff. You know, don't wear your jewelry. I say no jewelry at all. All right? No jewelry at all. Knew a guy who almost had his chain taken off of his neck while he was in the process of hooking up with a young lady. I mean, she kept grabbing, like, she kept pulling him tight to her body. Like, he was, I guess it was a missionary, I guess. And he said that she kept pulling him down, like, to like hug him tight. But what she was trying to do was get that chain off his neck, because he was wearing the chain while he was doing something, right? While they were doing their thing. And he was able to pull his neck up just in time, and the chain fell off his neck. Now, he had one of 2 ways to react: get angry, or get angry, but in a real way. So what he decided to do, what he said he did, he said he put it into overdrive, and he tore them walls up, man. You know how when you have angry sex, I think that's what ended up happening. He ended up having some serious. He was just getting it, because he's like, oh, this chick gonna try to steal from me. Nah, he could have got angry and cussed her out and threw her out, but nah, he gonna make sure he catch that nut, and he sure enough did. And like I said, I know people who've been through it, and I know the game. So I say that to say that, man. I guess that's my top 10 tips, my top 5 tips for choosing bar girls, or, you know, how you go about choosing girls in this particular industry. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't wish to drag this one out very long. Again, I winged this video. I didn't write down any of the tips, so pardon me if the video drug just a little bit, but I hope that this was a little bit of an edutainment situation for my individuals out there. Salute to all my guys in the world out there. Again, try to find you somebody that you can hook up with, that you can feel safe with. You know, get to know your ladies one way or another. But of course, there are a couple of guys who need some quick fixes, and I do not necessarily blame you for it. Not necessarily my cup of tea, but if you need a quick fix, you know, get your little tip wet, you know, get your willy wet. Sometimes you don't feel like waiting around too long. You're gonna find yourself in these situations anyway, so please don't use these particular tips as Bible, but just use them as something that you can think of in the back of your mind, especially the first one. I'm telling you, try your best to choose the one that you think, like when you're in the club and you're looking around and you're scouting, look for the one that don't seem to get taken out very often. She's normally the one in the back, the one that's not really actively walking around and being around and in people's faces. And she may not look the best, but sometimes even if she may not look the best, give her a chance, man. I know it's your hard-earned money. You spend it how you please. Not my problem. You do as you please, all right? And it's your forte. It's your thing. You're going to do what you want to do. But I'm thinking, if my theories and methodologies are correct, I think you will likely have a better time with the one that doesn't get bar fined as much as opposed to the one that does get bar fined a lot, because she don't have nothing to prove. She could just lay there all damn day and that's it. You feel me? But at least I feel like the one that don't get bar fined as much is going to put forth a lot more effort, or at least a whole lot more effort than the young lady who gets bar fined as much. Okay. And that's just my theory, man. That's my hypothesis. If anybody wants to test it and see if I'm right, by all means, please feel free. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is my time. I am sorry for taking up too much of your time, but I hope that you enjoyed your time here on the Dr. Mike TV channel. It's been fun. It's been real. But of course, you know how we do. We got to close it out. Ladies and gentlemen, the good doc is officially out. At least Nako, paalam, which means we are going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Makita. Mabuhay. Peace.